Forge of Empires, and we are doing a little bit of late game gameplay. We are in Space Age Space Hub, which is relatively new era that we just progressed to yesterday, or was it even the day before that? Anyways, we are doing the most fun part of the whole game collection. So we are going to start with aiding our friends and collecting from this tower, because this will give us previous era goods. And the first thing that I have to collect is the Blue Galaxy, because it gives me the double chance of getting stuff. Before continuing, I'm going to use mass self-aid, because I have 104 buildings in my city that haven't been buffed by my friends, which is actually a little bit sucky, because the friends and the guild and the neighbors should be enough. But yeah, so this is the way how it goes, because some buildings, if they haven't been, I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I can adjust it during editing. So the buildings don't produce things if they aren't buffed. So this is the helper, and it recommends stuff that I should be collecting. And I'm starting with this and collecting these ones before the double actually has the chance to work. So this means that I now have 621 forge points, which I'm all going to spend in my research. I do have points in storage. I could do most of the research now, but because I do want to I do want to progress slowly, because I could spend all of the forge points, but the good stuff is actually back here. So these two are the first relevant ones. And I also need goods anyway, so there isn't any rush. I could have double collection and finished specialized production, which I could do several times, but as I said, there isn't much point in rushing through, because if it's finished, then it's finished, and it would be a lot of just farming. So I have had a few times where the Blue Galaxy has procced. We have Pirate's Hideout, which is this time giving me forge points, and we have these taverns. I'm going to collect these three. Crap. Actually, not a problem, because this couple's resort is on the list, and it's not the worst one to collect. But I'm collecting these ones because I need the fragments for the Mystic Celtic Tavern, and I have 3 of them, and they are ready to be upgraded in a couple of weeks, I guess, because this is what I want. It will give me resources, which is extra needed at this stage, and also forge points. So the double chance has been used. So next one is just collecting all of the buildings. I have upgraded most of them to Space Age Space Hub, because I need the goods, and some of them, for example these Stage of Ages, are also going to give me previous era goods, because I'm still actually at below optimal levels with 2 of the buildings. So I have Centaurus, which is a little bit low, and this, which is halfway there. I will want to get them to level 80. I think the optimal level is actually, yeah, I'm still going to do these ones first, because I need both of them to research these ones, so the sequence actually doesn't matter. And the resources are needed because, as I said, the previous buildings are still ongoing, which is nice, because if you can level all of these things in a few days, then there isn't much point in doing it. But because the required amount of forge points is so large, then the new buildings are giving so much more than the previous era ones. So leveling up the previous buildings is extremely quick and simple to certain levels, because I'm also doing my Chateau Frontenac, or however it's pronounced, Frontenac, because this will give me additional resources for the from the quests. And at the moment I'm at 133 and 765%. And mostly I'm doing it because of the forge points that I can get from there, from the quests. I do have some free space that I haven't used, but I want to build the great buildings, and then I'm going to, oh, that was nice. I'm going to build the great buildings, and then I'm going to see what I'm going to do with the rest of the free space. And what was awesome was the proc from Seed Vault. So it gives us a chance to get something extra, and sometimes that extra is resources and goods especially. And I think I had like 40 from each of them, which is nice. I have been playing this game for now 5 years. I'm going to put that into production, because this is one of the only things that still produces ocean, I think was, yeah, oceanic future goods, which is needed for the ship expeditions. So this is the work of 5 years. And I still like it, because, well, it's something that actually is fun to play, and you have to have like long-term goals. I'm going to send the ship. I'm probably not going to get much of it or anything useful from it, but doesn't really matter. There is a chance that I'm going to get diamonds. So I always put anything that has repair skills from the first selection, then I'm going to exchange it, and then hopefully I get somebody, but there isn't anybody. And then only time reduction, because I have huge amounts of these specialized goods. Crystallized carbon, I only have 12. Okay, it's actually not that low. So yeah, as you can see, huge amounts of these resources. So this will, in 3 hours. I just finished my tries for the Guild expedition. I'm going to finish that tomorrow, probably. No, actually the day after that, dependent on how much I will be able to play this evening. So I now have collected all of the things. I'm going to see if I can build the great buildings, because I collected the blueprints. I opened about 1,000 blueprints, and now I have, yeah, enough to build level 1. And still, it's huge amounts of resources required, and you can see that after, I think now 2 days of collecting, I still have a lot missing. This building is basically the Arctic Orangery, extra critical hit. I think that they stack, or like added together, not multiplied in some weird kind of percentage. And goods, which is actually useless because it's current era and you can't trade them down. And actually, let's open it and we will see our treasury. So yeah, low amounts here, and if you go down here it's in millions, so it's pretty much useless. And the second great building is the Stellar Warship, which gives us plus attack and defense, attack for defending army, and also units, which I'm now tempted, or in this case this is the important one, because you have to have plus attack and defense. But the unit production is useless because I have Alcatraz, and I haven't built any of the current era military units because I haven't unlocked them yet. So this means that I'm producing now previous era units, and my point is that without having any of these military buildings, I now have like 100, 300, 100. Okay, these are lower for some reason. It depends on what kind of units certain buildings are producing at that day. But yeah, you can see that I have my military without any of the military buildings, which means that this is useless. And I'm considering selling it because it takes away quite a lot of space. But I'm probably not going to do it because it's Alcatraz. It's always been here and it's a great building, and I don't want to waste all of the forge points that I have spent there, which is still now useless. But because I also have a plan that at some point I'm going to build all of the useless buildings from here, because I'm bored and nothing better to do than, for example, this Oracle of Delphi and other things that nobody else has, just for the effort I'm going to build. But actually that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, this opened today, and unfortunately I wasn't online. Somebody has to do the work, and we managed to get some of these things. So yeah, this I have to come back in 1 hour and 26 minutes. And the final thing that we are going to do is the fellowship event, and there is actually not much to do because I completed the opponent, or it wasn't opponent, what was its name, rival, yeah, rival quests. I did all of them, and I do like it because it's actually quite fun. But the bad thing is that now I have to wait for about 6 hours. Actually it's now lower. It's still a huge amount of time that I just have to wait. I can't do anything before this finishes. I started it yesterday evening, so it takes about 24 hours to complete one of the cities, or bunkets. I'm going to collect this one. The Whisperwood water bill is awesome. I hope I get enough levels, because in previous event I was missing I think 1 or 2 levels, which is unfair because I did play every game or every day, and I did play these 3 games and did everything correctly. But apparently not, because I didn't get the thingy. But as you can see, 252 forge points and goods. So this is awesome. If I could, I would take 2 of them, which actually might be the point of the whole thing, that that they want you to spend diamonds, and in order to get diamonds they want you to spend money, so that you would get these buildings, several of them. Okay, so this was second day of Space Age Space Hub and collection of the goods and doing a little bit of research. So this hopefully gives some idea on how the end game gameplay looks like in Forge of Empires on 9th of October 2024. I'm also going to do the collection here because I'm finishing this in 4 hours, because I have the last quest and then I can start another one because I still need to upgrade this one. So yeah, so this was the gameplay to give you some idea how it's like at the end of the game.